Shannon, what do you think? Do Luka and Kyrie fit together?
They do. Even though they're both ball-dominant players and they need the ball to be successful, Skip, they do fit together. Last night was a case of I'm trying to show that we're really not unselfish, that we can fit together. If Kyrie takes that shot and misses, I'll live with it. If Luka takes that shot, misses it, I'll live with it. I'll live with either one of those guys taking the shot because I've seen both of those guys in big moments hit shots like that, Skip. So I think last night was a classic case. Let us show the outside world that we're really unselfish. And I'm going to pass you the ball. Nah, Luka, go ahead, take that shot. Luka like, Kyrie, you hit the shot on the biggest of stages. And so right now they were playing hot potato. Skip, Kyrie had 36 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Luka was 33, 12, and 6. Kyrie had 26 of his 36 in the fourth quarter. But it was just a classic case. We've got to stop. Skip, they've only played 2 games together, and they're averaging, Luka's averaging 30, Kyrie's averaging 32 in the 2 games together, and they're the first new teammates to average those numbers when being paired in their first 2 ball games. Yeah, I get it. The Mavericks are 0-2. But they've lost by a combined 8 points. We can't think they're going to be staying Clay and Steph play off each other, Skip, because they played together for a decade. This is only 2 games, and I'm not going to overreact. Like I said, they don't need to prove to the outside world that they're unselfish. Just go play your game, and it's going to be fine. And I don't think anybody's going to have a problem if Luka takes the shot or Kyrie takes the shot, because I've seen both of those guys in big moments take and make those shots. So right now, they're just trying to figure it out. Hey, we're going to show them that we're unselfish. Here you go, Luka, you take that. Luka said, nah, but I've seen you, Kyrie, on the big stage. Hit that shot, too. You go ahead and take it. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't pass up those shots, because I've seen both of you take and make shots contested just like those were. You'll live with your teammates, will live with either one of you guys taking that shot. Make or miss, I'll swim or sink with Luka and Kyrie taking that shot.
Okay, I hear what you say in the big picture, but I'm going to focus on the smaller picture, which is the 2 fourth quarters and 1 overtime they have played together. I said from the start, this will not work, and I know it's a very small sample size, very small body of evidence. It is not working so far, especially in the fourth quarters and the 1 overtime. Let me count the ways. And by the way, before we leave it, let's go back to the last play last night. You're right. It's like, no, you do it. You do it. No, no, you do it. You do it. I'll do it. Can we see it one more time here? The truth was, there was one more pass to be made in this sequence. They get off to a rocky start because of that. But
I thought Kyrie was going to let it go right there.
Okay, all right, then he could have. But right there, he could have gone back to Luka.
Right.
For the last shot, Luka actually had a pretty good step-up last shot, and Kyrie tries to feed it into the post and gets it snatched. That screwed up their whole rhythm.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
inbounds
because now,
play.
yeah, you.
Okay, now he tries, no. You don't want it? No. Okay, well, this is where Kyrie finally said, at the very end of that sequence, Kyrie finally said, okay, if you're just not going to shoot it, then I'm going to try to feed it inside to somebody else.
But the thing was, you're down by 3, so it doesn't do you any good to feed it inside.
It didn't at all, because the correct pass, the correct LeBron James Memorial basketball play was one more back to Luka, because he had the step. Yeah. He had some separation and could have taken the shot. Okay, so, Mr. Sharpe, here's what I'm seeing so far in the 2 fourth quarters and 1 overtime. Again, small sample size. Would you believe in the combined 2 fourth quarters and overtime that Kyrie has taken 22 shots to Luka's 5 shots? Kyrie in the 2 fourth quarters and overtime has scored 4. This is the game at Sacramento and the game last night at home against Minnesota. Kyrie has scored 42 points in that combined sequence 18, to 7 points for Luka. So it's 42 to 7 points. Luka is just, once we get to the fourth quarter or overtime, as you saw again last night, because it was painfully obvious last night, let me get my fourth quarter out here. Luka took 1 shot in the fourth quarter last night. It was a 3, and he did make it. Luka did have 4 rebounds. He had only 1 assist. But my point is, it looks to me like he is shutting down in the 2 fourth quarters and overtime. It looks to me like, to a fault, he's trying to say, You do it. You be our new closer. I won't close.
Skip,
okay?
Skip, you see what Kyrie numbers are in the fourth? He was 11 of 12, 3 of 4, and 1 of 1. Luka's like, I'm not finna get in the way of that, nor should he. He's the hot man. Give it to him.
He took one shot in the fourth quarter. So combined, if you look at the fourth quarter and overtime at Sacramento, Luka shut it completely down there also, because if you look at the totals that he had at Sacramento, it's pathetic. Fourth quarter and overtime at Sacramento, he was 1 of 4, was Luka. He just saying, I'm not going to do this. And I got to tell you, and I don't think I'm out of bounds to suggest this, it looks pouty to me. It looks like back in the day when Kobe would say, okay, you guys do it. I won't do it. It looks like he's not that happy playing with Kyrie when it really matters in the fourth quarter and overtime, because Kyrie just dominates the ball in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Skip, I don't understand how you deduce that. Kyrie has it going. Normally, when a guy gets it going, you get in the ball, you get out of his way. So, in other words, you say because this is Luka's team, he should interrupt Kyrie's flow.
Absolutely, because he's Luka Dončić. What do you call him? What have you raved about?
Skip.
Okay, you say he's the man. His usage rate going into this new pairing with Kyrie was just a tick under Giannis's for leading the NBA. Well, in the fourth quarter and overtime, his usage rate has gone down to nil. Like he must be like 5th on the team, because he just doesn't even try to shoot the basketball.
Skip, we've seen historically great players take a back seat when another guy gets it going. We saw Isaiah and Joe Dumars would take a back seat to Vinnie Johnson when the microwave would heat up. They would take a back seat. They didn't say, well, it's our team. I'm the captain. I'm the best player. Give me the ball. No, somebody gets it going, Skip. You let them have it. For you to sit there and say, yeah, Luka should interrupt Kyrie's flow, when the man is 11 of 12 from the free field. He's 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He's, 3 of 4 from the three-point line. 1 of 1, he gets you 26. Luka, interrupt that. It's your team.
Listen, if you're the man, who's the man? You saying Kyrie's the man?
No, Skip. Yep. It's not about the man. We've seen LeBron James take a step back when you remember when Kyrie got it dancing against the Spurs? What did LeBron do? You remember when Kyrie got it going against the Portland Trailblazers? What did LeBron do? That's what you do, Skip. You don't interrupt that. I'm the man. And this man got it going. He's giving you 20, 26, 30 points in a quarter. And you say, well, because I'm the man, let me interrupt this flow.
Okay. He's not going to be happy with this. I'm on record, and I will triple down on it now. Luka Dončić will not be happy long-term with Kyrie. They're too much alike. They need the ball in their hands, and they need to shoot the basketball. It's not like LeBron and AD. They were the perfect match because they had Shaq and Kobe potential. You have the guard, and you have the center.
Yes.
And the guard can feed the center, and he can pick and roll with the center, just like you have Harden and Embiid. Watch them again last night. They pick and roll off each other because you got a big and a two-guard, basically, because James, I know he's turned into John Stockton, but he's basically a two-guard. He's more of a scorer than an assister, even though he can assist the basketball. In this case, they can both assist the basketball, but Luka is turning into more of the pure point guard, and Kyrie is now the designated shooter for this team.
Skip, that's what Kyrie's always been. Kyrie just had the point guard title in theory, but he's always been a 2. Dame, they list him as a point, but Dame is a 2. Steph Curry is listed as a point. Steph is a 2. James Harden, Russ, they're really 2 guards masquerading as points. They're not like a Magic, like a Stockton, like a Steve Nash or a Mark Jackson. That's not Jason Kidd. They're not the prototypical, because these guys can go get you buckets, where occasionally those guys could, Magic could give you 30 here or there, but Magic was mainly a facilitator. All the guys that I mentioned, Skip, now in today's game can go not only get you 30, 40, they can go get you 50, 60.
If you were Luka right now, would you be happy with the way this thing was shaken out?
I would be happy because I got a guy that I know that if I don't have it going on a particular night, he can go give me kind of like what Jalen Brunson did last year. He's a more advanced version of Jalen Brunson. So that's why Jalen didn't want to stay. Yeah, they probably could have kept him at a reduced rate. But Jalen says, I'm good. Y'all see what I can do? Just imagine if I got more minutes. Imagine if I got 35, 38 minutes a night, what I could do. Skip, I'm not saying they can win a title, but to say they don't mesh after 2 games when both are averaging 30, I just think what happened last night, they wanted to show that we're both unselfish to a fault, and they gave the ball up when they shouldn't have.
Only one is saying that. Only one is trying to say, I'm unselfish to a fault, and that's Luka. It's not Kyrie. He jacked up, what did he shoot, 12 times in the fourth quarter. He made 11 of them.
Yes!
So
you got a problem with that.
He's saying, I'm the man. I'm the man. I told you he was going to walk in the locker room, try to be like, whatever you guys want me to do. Kyrie is thinking, I have been here, done that. I got a ring. You got no rings. I'm the man here. That's his mindset.
Yeah.
He won't say it publicly. They've embraced me. They've made me feel so happy here. Yeah, and Brooklyn didn't embrace you from the start. You just didn't embrace Brooklyn.
But Skip, I can't believe you're complaining about a guy that took 12 shots. He made 11 of them. He was 3 or 4 from the three-point line. I'm trying to figure. So what's the issue?
The issue is I've got 2 games now. I just showed you one guy shot 22 times in the fourth quarter in overtime. The other guy shot 5 times. The guy you call Baby Bird, the guy you say is one of the great scorers we've ever seen in the history of this game. That's what Shannon Sharpe says.
Yes.
And he is completely deferring to Kyrie in 2 fourth quarters and in overtime. That's a pretty big sample of work so far.
How about this here?
Yep.
Did you watch the game, Sam? You watched the Super Bowl. How many catches did Jason Kelce have Travis Kelce have in the second half? How many did Juju have? Juju had it going, so why force the ball to Kelce when Juju's wide open? So Kyrie has it going. You say, Luka, force the shot. It's your team. You force up bad shots as opposed to Kyrie getting to the rim at will. Kyrie creating separation and getting wide open shots and making them. You said he had 22. He has 42 points in the fourth quarter. Well, if he scored 16, if he scored 26 last night, that means he had 16 the other night, which is not bad. Because like you like to do me all the time, if you combine 16, 16, and 16, that's 64 points. That's a pretty good game, right?
Yeah, 4 times 26. I don't even know what the math is on that. That's over. He'd break Wilt's record, right?
That's 104.
Okay, there we go. That would do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the point is that Luka went home last night not happy because they got the L. And they got the L at Sacramento. And all of a sudden, they're only 3 games over 500, and they're barely clinging to the 5th spot in a West that is as jumbled as I've ever seen it. And I'm not sure that they're going to capture new lightning in a bottle because they had lightning in a bottle by itself, and it was Luka. And now he's saying, well, we got the new closer, and you can't tell me that he's not just saying, listen, Luka's got some hot dog in him. He's got a big ego, and I don't recognize him in the fourth quarter. I watched the whole thing last night. I watched the whole thing at Sacramento the other night. And he doesn't look the same. And if I can show you, he was so discombobulated last night that Kyle Anderson stole the ball from him, if we could see this. And this was a crucial turnover with, what was it, 1:05 left. Kyle Anderson, former San Antonio Spur and Memphis Grizzly, he just says, well, I got that. And he took it right out of his hands because Luka was not sure. His body language is not sure. This is the second turnover he got. They gave him a turnover for that because they said he had possession.
He did. I don't know what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing, but that was the second turnover, and that came with 48 seconds left, and that hurt. They were in position to win this game, but all of a sudden, Kyrie's saying, wait a second, I'm the new kid on the block. Maybe at the end, maybe I should try to make sure that he gets a shot up.
I just think I think you're reading a lot to it because I like what Luka said. Luka, a lot of people weren't happy, but I was trying to get him a shot, and he was trying to get me a shot. And in the end, nobody got a shot. We tried to get a shot off, and we couldn't. That's all that was, Skip. That's all that was. But I haven't watched as many basketball games as you have. I haven't been to the arena as much. But from what I've watched and what I've seen, when a guy gets it going, no matter what level he is, if it's a superstar, obviously you get out of his way. But even the guy that's a non-superstar, once he gets it going, they will give him the ball. The superstars will give him the ball and get out of his way. Well, Kyrie Irving had it go. Can you get it any better than that? 11 of 12, 3 of 4, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 26 points. Skip, look how many points they were down, and he almost single-handedly brought them back. I mean, it would help if you didn't give up 65, if you didn't give up 100 points in the first 3 quarters. That would greatly help you win a lot of ball games.
I agree.
They gave up 33, 32, 35 through the first 3 quarters, and they thought they were going to win. They scored 23 in the first quarter. Now, that's what that was. The defense let them down, not the offense, and that's what the concerns was, Skip. Okay, you give up Dorian Finney-Smith. He's one of your better wing defenders. And I think was out last night. Hardaway Jr. I think he was out last night. So now those are two of your better wing defenders.
Yep.
Okay, somebody got to check Anthony Edwards. Mm-hmm. He goes bonkers.
He does.
So
yep.
I'm not going to overreact like you did. I believe you're overreacting. Let them play a little bit more than 2 games. Yeah, they're very similar to being the same players. They need the ball. They're not the most efficient of players because they're going to shoot shots. Kyrie's going to try things. But his float game and his layup package at the rim, second to none. Luka can get to the rim at will. Kyrie can get to the rim at will. Kyrie's a better mid-range and three-point and a free throw shooter. Skip, I think it can work. Win a championship, that's something entirely different. But I just think last night they wanted to show how unselfish they were, and they were unselfish to a fault, and it ended up costing them a game. I don't know if it cost them a game, but it cost them getting off a shot.
The truth is they don't resemble each other physically, but they're exactly the same player. That's the problem. Even though, to your point, one is a much better distance shooter than the other one.
Yes.
One is a much better free throw shooter than the other one, but Kyrie hasn't been getting to the free throw line at all.
No.
Luka does get to the free throw line.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he's shooting only 73%, so he's in the LeBron-esque range.
Right.
LeBron's actually been a better free throw shooter than he has this year.
But you agree, both of them can get to the rim at will.
They might be under 7-foot players.
Yeah.
They might be the 2 best in all the world at getting to the rim because Luka is just clearly unstoppable with his funky, untimable rhythm,
yeah.
his basketball genius that he has for hezzies, start-stops,
Yeah.
Euro steps. You just can't keep him from the rim because defenders can't seem to time him at all.
Correct.
So he gets up to the rim, and he's stronger than he looks. I was watching him closely last night. He still looks like Westbrook. Their shoulders are strong where they can create space
Yes.
inside that you don't quite give them enough credit for. But Kyrie's handles are
second to none.
they're the greatest I've ever seen.
Yes.
On pure handle.
Yes.
And artistry at the rim.
Yes.
Whipped cream artistry where you are creating in the air. Yeah. I've never seen anything like it.
You're right, Skip. Isaiah had handles. Rod Strickland has handles.
Yep.
Jason Williams from Sacramento, Skip, had handles.
Yep.
But handles with the ability to shoot the ball, with the ability to finish at the rim in either hand.
Okay.
Kyrie Irving is second to none.
Okay. Both have high IQs, basketball IQs, and yet in the end, they're the same. In the end, it's not LeBron and AD or Shaq and Kobe.
No.
It's 2 playing the same.
Right.
And they both are superstars in label and in self-image. They look at themselves as a superstar, right? And it's hard to find a flow between 2 superstars with the game on the line. So Luke is just saying, I'm going to show you right away, I'm okay, I'm going to defer. But he's deferring completely in the 2 fourth quarters and overtime.
I think the thing is, Skip, the thing I will concede is that they are so similar. Neither are really a catch and shoot. The difference is Steph can dribble to handle the ball, get to and shoot it. Clay is a better catch and shoot. So now if one of these guys, I can kick it to you, that's their game. That's really not either one of those guys' game.
No.
So now we'll find a rhythm, we'll find a way, and Jason Kidd will do a great job of that because he's an all-time great guard.
True. That
so
is
he'll
true.
figure it out, a way to get these guys and look, guys, whatever shot you want, take it and I'll live with it.
Luka is a more gifted passer of the basketball than Kyrie is. He's got that gift thing, that once-a-generation thing. But it's not his motive in basketball.
Right.
His motive is to score the basketball. That's what he does the best.
He's a scorer.
He thinks of himself as nobody can stop me.
Right.
Well, it's hard on your ego to say we get to the 4th quarter of 2 games that were highly winnable. Kyrie got them back in this game, obviously.
Yes.
But once it became winnable, Luka continued to say, okay, you do it. And then we get to the final sequence, and Kyrie's saying, well, I'm new, so maybe we got this far. Now you do it.
Well, I think the thing is, Skip, and not to blame anybody, but since Kyrie had it going and Luka didn't take a whole lot of shots, I don't think Luka felt he was comfortable enough and he was in a rhythm enough to take that last shot. Kyrie, you got it going like that, bro. You nuclear. You hotter than fish grease.
Okay.
I'm talking about white hot.
And he can. And he is, you can argue, certainly at 6'2", he's the best closer in basketball. He closed Game 7 for LeBron in the 2016 finals.
We've seen him in big moments do it.
We have seen him. I've seen him. He is clutch. Yeah. So if Luka can completely concede to him in fourth quarters that you take us home, if Luka is Mr. 3 quarters and then Kyrie becomes Mr. Fourth quarter, then you'd have something. I just don't think Luka's ego can take that.
I don't think you play it like that. I think, okay, guy, whoever's hot, that's who's going to close the ball game. Last night, Kyrie had it going. There have been games. Now, you've seen Luka. That night he got 60. He went and got, 16 or 18 in the fourth quarter in overtime. So he's more than capable of closing. We've seen him too many times in big spot skip in the playoff games. Now, although they've lost, we've seen him go nuclear on a lot of different teams. Ask Phoenix, ask the Clippers. So everybody knows what he's capable of, Skip. They'll get it right. It's only 2 games. You make it seem like it's been 2 months.
Well, I'm just reacting to what I've seen so far, and I am shocked by what I've seen in the 2 fourth quarters in overtime, and I am tripling down, quadrupling down, will not work long term. I'm first guessing this because in the end, they're too much alike, and it's Luka's team. It's not Kyrie's, and it's always going to be Luka's team because it's
he was
just
homegrown. He was there,
like Steph with KD, because Steph's homegrown. He started, and he'll finish in Golden State. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. I say good luck.
I mean, we saw that with Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
Guys, the Mavericks might not be done making moves either. They're set to bring in 7-time All-Star LaMarcus Aldridge for a workout today.
I hope he's okay.
Yes, indeed. They currently sit at 5th in the Western Conference. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.